loss, but as you said prior to the contest, number 5 team in the country in Mid-American Nazarene, and you guys got off to the first start with a score.
Well, we did some good things. I mean, the thing we got to learn, and it's teams of the past, and it's been like that the last 4 years here, you just can't give the game away. I mean, we were really doing well, and we had the muff punt return, and that hurt us a little bit, and then and the defense needs to step up and handle that, like we've done in the past, and we just didn't get it done that way. But also just some miscues on some different things. I mean, we had an interception thrown tonight or two, and we can't make these mistakes and give the game away. But other than that, I mean, you take away those mistakes, and we're playing with the number 5 team in the country. And that's one day what these teams are going to learn from me, and what they're finally going to get down is that they're not going to give the game away. They're going to find out that they're going to be winning if they don't do that.
We talked about fundamentals a lot prior to this contest, and last season when these two teams played, 4 turnovers, 3 in the second half. This time it was almost a reverse story, and really the defense had some pretty poor field position to work with off of those turnovers.
Well, we did, but I mean that's where we got to come up big, and again, there's a lot of new faces out there. Guys are kind of learning and coming together and those things. And we had a great opportunity in front of us. It was a great opportunity when we were up 7-0 there early. And what we've got to learn is not to make those mistakes. I really believe that teams, when they sit down and watch tape on us, they sit down and say, hey, CMU's got a lot of talent. But the one thing that CMU is they'll screw something up. They'll make a mistake at some point in time, and then you got to jump on it. If we stop doing that, teams are going to have a tough time beating us, because every time we play a pretty good football, but we can't make those mistakes, and those are the things that continue to hurt us against good teams. One of these days we're going to upset one of these really good teams because we're going to play the game right. We're not going to have these mistakes and the turnovers and muff punt and all that stuff. When we do that, you're going to see us on top on the scoreboard, and we're getting close.
CMU head coach Jody Ford, your first game as head coach at Central Methodist, but not your first game as a head coach overall. You said you wouldn't have any butterflies or any nervousness coming into the game. How do you feel after one game to assess the play? A tough team, but one game is in the books already.
Very much so. I mean, I think people, when they watch us on tape, it's really, the coaches in the conference, we all talk to each other, and it's all the coaches in the conference are always so good to me. They're always talking about how hard we play and all that stuff, and that's the thing I really do believe about our teams is one thing you are going to get is great effort from our team. I mean, a lot of teams would have folded it up when they were down 20, and our kids are still hitting all the way to the last play. They're still working hard, and that's something I'm really proud of, because at the end of the day, do we want to win? Well, yes. But also at the same time, when these guys are done playing football for me, I want them to go on to be good husbands and good dads and never give up and never quit, have great effort within their family and one day when they have families. And that's something that we really work hard to teach, is more than just on the field, but what goes on off of it. And that's something I'm really proud of with these guys, is they never give in, never give up. They keep working and playing like the score's 0-0. And like I said, they'll come out and they'll be something to battle the next time out too. I mean, they fight hard and give it everything they got. But I'm really proud of these guys, and we just got to go back to practice again this week and work on those fundamentals like you talked about, and eliminate those mistakes. And I'm telling you, we eliminate those mistakes, and we're going to be there.
Well, a couple final questions, Coach Ford, if you don't mind.
Oh, yeah, not at all.
Brian Pledge and Ryan Restemeyer, 2 safeties for you, and they had some big games, at least interception-wise, and I know there's some experienced players for you as well.
Yeah, for sure. Brian, I told him when I recruited him way back 4 years ago, I really believe when I first sat down and talked to him, Brian, you're going to be the face of our program someday, and he really is. I mean, he does everything right. He's a great student, academically, all the things he does, and he's got a chance to really have an All-American type season this year. And Restemeyer's he was a great player when we saw him at our camp 4 years ago, and really wanted him and his brother. He's got a twin brother who's a pretty good football player too. And
another recruit coming in.
Well, I wish. No, his brother ended up going to the military, which was good too, because his brother, I definitely want those boys in a foxhole with me. But no, Ryan, fortunately he went to Southeast Missouri State to start out, and didn't work out for him there, and we ended up getting him here, and he's been great. I mean, he had to back up Travis McDowell last year, who had 7 interceptions, led our conference in interceptions last year, and now that Travis is done, Ryan's come in, had a great spring, and as you can see, he's a pretty good force this fall, and him and Brian are really good back there, and we play a lot of stuff where they have to keep the lid on and do a good job with that, and they really did. They had a nice game tonight. I'm sure they had quite a few tackles too. They're making some plays back there. one thing about those two is that they're tough to beat. They execute very well. If we get the whole team on the same page like they are, boy, it will be pretty good.
Well, Coach Ford, some of the big bashers got it in the end zone. Seta and then Riley with his first career touchdown. I'm sure that's got to be fun to see.
Yeah, for sure. It was Rennie Reese, right?
Rennie Reese.
Rennie Reese, and from Richmond. I mean, kid won state championship at Richmond in great game, and here he is now. And I got him in there tonight, and I couldn't be happier. I mean, that was a kid that you talk about when I first was hired for this job, and I was calling a lot of the players. And Rennie and I had probably never said more than 15 words to each other. And when I called him on the phone to get him back over here and kind of recruit him all over again, boy, we had a good 45-minute conversation. And he's a guy that said, Coach, I'm going to put my heart and soul into what you're doing and buy in. And so I was really happy to see him get in the end zone tonight, because he's one of those kids that's really sacrificed a lot to be here and done a great job. So I was really happy for him. And same thing with Seta. I mean, Seta is such a talent, and boy, you better get some bodies on him or he's going to explode. And I think he'll have a big year for us too. But we got our backs loose a couple times. We'll go back on the tape and see what they did defensively and how they played us. And I'm sure other teams will study how they played us, because the teams don't have to face this offense really but once in the conference. So we'll go back and see what they decide to do and get it figured out and come back at it next week and go at it again.
Well, I know teams are scared about the flex bone, so best of luck next week in Kansas City.
Yeah, thank you guys for all your coverage, man, and just love you guys being here, and you're all just a big part of our family. So thank you for everything, and I want to thank all the fans out there and everybody. Gosh, we had an amazing turnout tonight as well, and I'm sure some of them, I saw a few of them wearing their headsets listening on the radio while they're watching the game, and I just want to thank you guys for your coverage, and want to thank our CNU Eagle family and the fans. I mean, they're great, and we hope to have a great turnout next week in Avila and Kansas City, man.
Well, you said the place would be rocking. You didn't lie. So thanks again, Coach Jody Ford. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.
All right, it's Jody Ford on the program.